iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor, well, I didn't know this. Freddie Mercury has a secret daughter.
Yeah. I mean, he was fully, I guess, bisexual because we'd heard that he had a best friend. Was it Mary? What was her name?
Yep, Mary.
Were they a couple?
Yeah, well, they were just together for a long time, but
As a couple?
Yeah, they were
Doing it?
Yeah, according to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, but in reality, were they doing it?
But then she said, look, clearly, Freddie, you like batting for the other team.
Well, obviously batting for all teams. Yes, this daughter has outed herself. She's remaining anonymous. She's going by the name of B, but she's been kept secret for nearly 48 years. 50 years. She's 48 years old, lives in Europe. She works as a medical professional. And so she was born in 1976 after Freddie had a fling with the wife of a close friend. Everyone knew about it, apparently, the band members, all friends, but they kept the inner circle, kept this story quiet.
Yeah, it's good when you're a rock star, isn't it? You just get away with that stuff.
These days you wouldn't. I don't think you would these days.
Well, look at Dave Grohl.
Yeah, he's praying for these days. But so B, as she is known, was raised by her mother and by her mother's husband, who presumably knew as well.
Oh, right.
But she's spoken out for the first time. But she said that she's compiled a book, or she's handed over a whole lot of transcripts of his life that he had given to her. And she said she had a really close relationship for a whole life. She was 15 when he passed away. And she said, Freddie Mercury was and is my father. We had a very close and loving relationship from the moment I was born throughout the final 15 years of his life. He adored me and was devoted to me. The circumstances of my birth may seem by most people's standards unusual and even outrageous. That should come as no surprise. But it never detracted from his commitment to love and look after me. He cherished me like a treasured possession. After more than 3 decades of lies, speculation and distortion, it's time to let Freddie speak. Oh. Those who've been aware of my existence kept his greatest secret out of loyalty to Freddie. That I choose to reveal myself in my own midlife is my decision and mine alone.
Yeah, because you'd be busting to tell someone, wouldn't you?
Oh, wouldn't you just? But she's saying here before his death, he handed over 17 of his journals. And so she has shared these with a biographer. Mm-hmm. It's part of this new book.
It's juicy. This is all bombshell news. I didn't know this.
What would be in those journals, you think? Like musical stuff, life stuff?
Just life stuff.
His love for his cats.
Had to build another room for my cats.
That's journal number 1.
There's all of that.
Journal number 2, I've got a secret.
And, why did he wear that little studded armband thing?
That's journal number 3.
My thing was we never actually thought that Freddie was gay. We just sort of, we ignored that. Like we ignored that Midnight Oil were into politics. We
ignored that Liberace.
Yeah, Liberace.
Well, he sued a magazine that claimed that he was gay, sued them successfully.
I just thought he was a snappy dresser.
Yeah, well. But now it seems weird to think that Freddie actually was really bisexual.
Yeah. I think he helped him out when they were busy, and then he became like
helped who out? The women?
Everyone. He wasn't gay so much at the start, but then flipped over to the next. It's all documented in Bohemian Rhapsody.
And it's all probably documented. I wonder if it's documented in these journals.
Yeah, well, it'd be talking about his teeth today. I cleaned my teeth.
Again and again.
Day 1. Then I got some dental floss. Day 2.
Wouldn't he'd probably use big yarns of wool as dental floss.
He
wouldn't need a thin dental floss.
Yeah, I wonder if he ever gets together with
use rope.
Chad Morgan up in heaven.
And discuss how they can eat an apple through a tennis racket.
Well, no,
it's journal number 15.
Oh, right. Okay. Not speaking ill of the dead's teeth.
No.
But I think Freddie's choppers were more evenly set than Chad Morgan's.
But, this is what we've seen with this beautiful woman, I think, who's been in White Lotus. She's so interesting looking. She's English. She said all anyone can talk about, as we are now, is my teeth.
Yeah, but because
we don't see irregular teeth anymore. Everyone's teeth are so perfect.
Yep.
Like Walton Goggins, who plays her partner in the show, his are these almost like tombstones, his iridescent white teeth.
Yeah, and he's got the big Devon patch on the back as well.
No, on the front.
No, he's got Devon patch at front. No, that's he's just bald at front.
He's brought back the receding low, like Elizabeth I, that big backwards hair.
But then he's
forehead.
got a Devon patch as well.
And people are loving him for it. Well, and no one's saying that's weird, but she gets mocked for her teeth.
That's like when I'm at the servo and I go check out that guy's Devon patch in the security camera. And they go, oh, hang on, that's me.
Yeah, and you're wearing a bike helmet.
It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On the cutting room floor today, I know that you are pretty much Indonesian.
Me? Ini rasili kalapa kepada.
Yeah.
I think that means here, cop this prawn head, or that's kalapa udang.
Yep.
I did Indonesian for a number of years at school, and it's pretty much all I can remember. Selamat pagi, by the way. What makes you speak about my Indonesian heritage?
I think of Indonesia, I think about you, but I also just found this story that popped up on my social media feed in 2021. An Indonesian man married his rice cooker and divorced it 4 days later.
Why?
He cited that...
I don't want to know why he married it. I want to know why he divorced it.
He cited that it didn't talk back and it couldn't prepare other dishes.
He wanted it to talk back.
Yeah, he wanted his rice cooker to talk back to him. There's a picture of him on the happy day kissing the rice cooker at the altar.
Remember when you used to have conversations with your microwave?
Yeah. Well, my microwave, a digital printout screen.
Not a printout.
Screen, that old. Digital, and it would say, enjoy your meal. And I've just put a cup of coffee in there, mate. It's not...
Yeah, you used to feud with it. It's a cup of coffee you
damn fool. Having said that, I got more conversation out of that than any of my teenage children at the time.
Yeah.
But appliances
I wouldn't marry one.
I'm a recent adaptee to a rice cooker, and I must say...
Oh, really?
Because I could never muck up rice. Whenever I cook rice, I could never muck it up. You know, there's a dish that you could always star at.
Yeah.
Rice.
And then what happened?
Someone got me a rice cooker, and I started making rice, and it just always works. It works just as well. But having said that, I never mucked up rice before.
Well, I told you about Anita McGregor, my friend, who's a very good cook.
Yep.
But she said once her husband, who used to travel a lot for work, said, one of our Thai colleagues is in town. He's coming over for dinner. And she goes, oh, great. How embarrassing. I'm making a stir fry.
That's a real bewitched situation,
It's like bewitched.
Yeah.
She was making a stir fry. He was Thai.
Right.
So he comes over for dinner, and she didn't do any special planning because she'd almost finished it by the time they arrived.
If only she had some magical power.
And she served it up to him, and he was very polite, but he said, what's this?
Yeah.
And she said, that's rice. He didn't recognize, the only thing in her family laugh at her, she cannot cook rice. He didn't recognize it as rice. So when he went back to Thailand, he sent her a rice cooker, and she chose not to take offense.
If that was bewitched, he would have been turned into a donkey and still wouldn't have had rice.
Absolutely, give him a new tail on him.
I know you're a big fan of the...
Thermomix?
Yeah.
If I was to marry an appliance, that Germanic boyfriend would be the Thermo. I like the Thermomix because it's reliable.
Yep.
It's methodical, takes a lot of the thinking out, which some people don't like. And I like it. It is noisy and it's big.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that too.
Right.
Like my the air fryer, which I'm also obsessed with. That's kind of noisy and that's also kind of big. If you need a lot of bench space for your proper appliance boyfriends.
Has anyone thought about combining the Thermomix with the air fryer?
No.
Could that happen?
No, because the Thermomix has been engineered to be as simple as it can be. And probably the air fryer has too. You can, I reckon, have the biggest air fryer in the history of the universe and you still can't cook an entire meal for a family in it. Not the ones I've seen. Unless you, like I see these American ones that have a slot for this and a slot for that and everyone seems to be fed these enormous meals. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Put in one chip at a time.
But you got to get an air fryer the size of a kiln.
Yeah, that's right. And a Thermomix the size of Hans.
All right, okay. I think you've got to separate from the Thermomix.
Do you?
Okay?
Do you?
Yeah,
Don't
it's a bit
break us up.
cultish. It's a bit cultish.
Well, what about you? What's your favourite?
My favourite, next to the rice cooker, I did have an electric wok, which I was very, very fond of.
What happened?
All the Teflon started coming out and the family were complaining.
Because that black stuff goes into the meal.
I complained about cancer and all that stuff.
Whatever.
But it cooked so well.
Yeah.
It cooked so well. I do like the idea of the, you've got it at your place. It's like a a takeaway shop.
Yeah,
teppanyaki
plate in the middle of the...
I have great envy with that.
Yeah.
That is a great thing.
Yeah, we haven't used it lately because it's just easy just with the two of us to cook meat or whatever it is in a fry pan rather than cleaning that whole heavy thing and having the house stink.
I think you should start up a little teppanyaki restaurant, chop it up stuff, little love hearts of salt and all
Throw
that.
eggs at people.
There you go.
I could do that.
Paul Harley's just sitting there.
I wouldn't even cook the eggs. I'd just throw them.
Just throw eggs at your husband.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
That's all you got to do. It's not like the Kitchen Whiz. Remember the Kitchen Whiz?
What was the Kitchen Whiz?
That was a classic. That was the first one of the food processors.
Oh, but it had about 18 spinning parts. Who hasn't had a cupboard filled with graters and 7 or 8? This is why the Thermomix is good. Because there's not 7 or 8 parts that you attach to it.
Yep.
There just aren't.
Remember we were watching Larry and Kylie's show on TV and the advertorial was the slicer and dicer thing that goes in the box.
Oh, maybe.
And you looked at the TV and as quickly as you could say, Joe, the gadget man, you had me ringing the number to buy 2 of these.
And you know what? Took the tip of my finger off the second I used it.
It's the last time I ate coleslaw at your place.
Every time I look at it now, my bum clenches.
Well, don't... I'd say you're using it in the wrong place.
Hey, get ready. Everybody here is some more. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, get ready. Everybody here is some more. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
Checking through the sweepings on the cutting room floor.
What do you know of President William Howard Taft?
Oh,
Have you heard of him?
The American president.
Yeah.
Not really. He was one of those ones that sort of didn't really do anything amazing, did he? He was in between wars.
Was he? Well, he's the 27th president.
Yep.
1909 to 1913.
Yeah, so he got out just before the war, which is where you want to be.
Which is where you want to be. He's been described as unremarkable. His presidency was uneventful. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
he's a bit like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton had some good times up to when,
his times got too good.
Well, he had a lot of good times, but really he had the saxophone and all the cool stuff and everyone loved him.
Everyone loved him a little too much.
Yeah.
Well, why I'm interested in talking about William Howard Taft today is I've seen how much he ate in a day, and I mean every day.
Really?
I'm going to take you through what he ate every single day.
Okay.
Breakfast, 3 waffles and maple syrup, a 340-gram steak,
whoa,
and 5 cups of coffee. That's breakfast.
That's breakfast.
Ready to move on to lunch? 4 lamb chops, turtle soup made with actual turtle,
Oh.
Bermuda potatoes, coffee, 5 bonbons,
Yeah.
raspberry jelly with whipped cream and salted almonds. That was every lunch.
This is lunch.
When he had dinner,
Yeah.
salad, started with a salad, so that was good, with olives, cucumber, asparagus, lobster stew, roast turkey, potato salad, peas, a 226-gram steak for dinner,
Whoa.
a salmon fillet, and possum and tater tots made with actual possum.
Really? Like potato gems as we call them here.
Probably. You're missing out the bit that he ate possum.
Yeah.
So with dinner, he's had steak, salmon, possum, lobster and turkey. Eno, anyone?
He must crap a railway slipper.
Here's his dessert.
What, he has dessert?
Well, a fruit plate and coffee, so that's okay.
Yeah.
And then a 4-colour cream fruit pie.
Wow.
And he didn't just eat this on the big days. He ate this every day. He was a big guy. Apparently when he died, he was buried in a piano box.
He was that fat.
Need a bigger box.
I need to Google this guy.
Have a picture of William Taft.
William, you talk while I Google it because I can't do 2 things.
Turtle soup sounds disgusting.
Yeah, what's that made of?
It's made from turtle. It's a stew-like soup traditionally made with turtle meat, often served in Asia and Creole cuisine. It's known for its rich, flavourful broth and the use of a roux for thickening. Because when you're having that, why wouldn't you want it thicker?
What part of the world is that from?
From Creole in Asia, I just said.
Right, okay.
No, it's from Creole. It's Creole cuisine. The soup can also include hard-boiled eggs and vegetables because I don't think there's enough in there.
Is Creole down in the deep old south?
It's sort of Louisiana.
Down by Louisiana where the alligators are so mean.
I don't know. He's not eating an alligator. It's the only thing he hasn't eaten.
That's Poke Salad Annie. Remember that song?
Yeah, I like that
Gator
song.
got your granny. Oh, there's a picture of him there.
A big boomba?
I would imagine him to be more boomba from all what he ate. He doesn't seem that large. He just looks like an average American these days.
Well, maybe, but also, is he hidden behind a desk or behind a piano box.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see the reality.
That's what they did.
They'd have presidents that couldn't walk, but you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
it.
because which one was the one in the wheelchair?
One of the Roosevelts.
Yeah.
Whereas now someone's lactose intolerant. We think the world's going to end if they're president.
Well, with Roosevelt, they had put the front bit of the desk, because the desk used to be able to see the legs of the president. And then they put that bit at the front because he was in a wheelchair, and they didn't want anyone to see that he was a cripple.
I saw a thing the other day with Germaine Greer where she was on a talk show, probably in the 70s, and an American, I think he was a politician, said a woman could never be president because of all the hormonal flows that she has around menstruation. And she said, what about all these American presidents who've been hugely unwell and no one knew? And she said to this guy on this talk show, she said, do you know if I'm menstruating now? And he was flummoxed he'd be asked such a question. And she said, I rest my case. How would you know? Shut your neck.
Yeah, keep your pie hole.
And get buried in a piano box.
Yeah, or have the thing in the front of the desk, although Bill Clinton appreciated it. No need to remove that. Don't want anyone to see what's going on underneath that desk.
Hey, 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 get ready. Everybody hear tomorrow. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today, what have you got for us?
You know how you get to an age as an adult and you think you know things?
Yeah.
And then thanks to the internet, we find out that we don't know much at all.
Yeah, it sort of ruined bullshitters everywhere, the old internet, because you go and start bullshitters, start spitting a story.
Would they, Brendan?
And then someone just starts Googling it.
Yeah, and wreck everything, don't they,
They ruin
Brendan?
it for these so-called story or yarn tellers.
Well, this is an interesting one. This isn't a silly one. This woman has said, I thought I was an idiot, and she's a university student. She said she thought, and I think I probably did too, I didn't think too much about it, that urine comes from liquids in your digestive tract, but it comes out of your blood.
Does it?
Yeah. So you eat food, goes into your stomach, into your intestines, gets absorbed into your intestinal walls. A large portion of that ends up being the liquid portion of your blood. You have solids, you have bits floating around in your blood, and you have liquid in your blood. So really, the part that is the liquid in your blood, I'm paraphrasing here, comes out as urine. So all the urine that you've urinated just today was just recently part of your liquid part of your blood.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Because I thought
if you have blood in your urine, though, what does that mean? The
I don't
breakdown.
know, I'm not a doctor. But the thing is,
you tell
because
me.
I think what we thought, I think what we thought was that you drink things or you eat
and
things.
it goes to your bladder.
It goes straight and then comes out as the bits that aren't taken in to your cells as energy go straight out as fluid.
Okay, let's go fantastic voyage. You drink water straight to your stomach.
Or eat food, go straight to your stomach.
But then it goes to your bladder as well and your intestines.
Yeah.
And then your bowel.
It gets absorbed into the intestinal walls into your body.
Yeah, which comes first, intestines, then into bowel? Or is bowel part of intestines?
I'm not sure.
We need our anatomical statue.
Well, just accept that you're weeing blood, but don't panic.
Okay.
Now, here's another thing that I discovered.
Okay.
So that's an influencer saying I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Another influencer has said that they didn't know this, that the Harvest Snaps baked pea crisps are only proportionately pea.
I thought they were pea.
Well, 68% of it's pea, but it's reconstituted pea with those other things that make all those snacky snacks.
Floor sweepings, hair, all that stuff.
All that kind of stuff. This woman said, I've been eating them for years thinking that they were green bean pea urus. Oh,
yeah.
She said, I've been eating them for years, she said, thinking that they were gorgeous green bean pea goodness.
Goodness.
But it wasn't until last year I found out they're not dehydrated peas. They're just shaped like peas. Do you want to hear what else I've discovered?
Look at you. You're a font.
And this isn't about peas of any kind. If you put one of every animal in a bag, so not like Noah who used two, so put one of every...
Two bags?
No, of two of every animal.
Oh, okay.
If you put one of every animal in a bag and then pick out one, you have a 1 in 5 chance of it being a beetle. There are so many beetles and we never saw them on Noah's Ark. They don't get the accolades they deserve for being the rulers of the universe.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear something else?
I'd pick John, by the way.
Oh, would you? It's always been your favourite.
No, actually, I think, I've read about John Lennon. He sounds like a bit of a dick. I'm just going to come out and say
So
it.
who's your fave? I've got a soft spot
I reckon
these
Paul
days.
McCartney.
Sure, but I actually, and I
Ringo.
love George, but I have a soft spot for Ringo.
Yeah. Actually, I think George is possibly the most likeable of all the Beatles next to Ringo. Well, I think Paul and John were a bit, they're difficult. But John, I'm going to do a flip around. He was the main game. But I've read a few books now. He bashed Yoko a few times.
Did he?
He was a bit of a basher, and he was a bit of a prick.
That should be the title of a new book. Bit of a basher and bit of a prick.
That's all I've read.
Here's some new information you may not know. Let me give you one more.
Okay.
T-Rex lived 66 million-ish years ago.
Yep.
Stegosaurus, its mate. The Stegosaurus, you'd think mates hang around each other. They lived 155 million-ish years ago. The gap between the Rex and the Steg is 16 million years, greater than between the T-Rex and present day. So we think that they all lived in one linear line. T-Rex says hi to Steg on the way to the factory in the morning. No.
They were miles apart in age.
We have more in common time-wise with the Rex than the Rex does with the Steg.
Maybe that's why Hugh left Deb.
Oh, Brendan. And you think John's a prick.
Sorry, it was out there. It was out there.
End this now.
Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's the cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today, do you remember the first time you had to pay an electrical bill or any sort of services bill?
Yeah, I moved in with a flatmate, my first flatmate, and we were renting a television and I think an answering machine.
Yeah, right.
And it was my job that month to send the money off, and I sent cash in the mail, and the man knocks at the door and says, "You haven't paid." I said, "I sent it off. I'd sent cash in the mail, just the post office nicked it."
How did you get to this age?
I was 21.
I would have loved to hear that voicemail on the answering machine.
No, but someone came and knocked at the door.
Yeah, that's what they used to do. You hire purchase stuff.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
These days the kids just get TVs because they're so cheap, but in the old days they were quite expensive.
Yeah.
I always remember those bills. I remember my mum and dad paying bills and then thinking, well, how do you do that? How do you, even work it out?
But when people talk about balancing a checkbook, I still don't know what that means.
I don't know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I don't know what it means. It means you've got enough to go out to match up what comes in.
Yeah, of course. So what you're supposed to do when you wrote your check, on the stub you wrote what it was for and then you'd balance what's in your account. So I'd write what's in the stub, I'd send the check out and then I'd just write another check, and I wouldn't actually balance it. I just kept writing checks.
Yeah, of course.
And all of a sudden I'd be overdrawn. I go, I wrote it in the thing.
Yeah, I wrote it.
I wrote it down.
That's what I was told to do. I wrote it down.
Yeah, and my maths, it's not
great. It's
not really good. There is now, in the University of Canada, they've launched an Adulting 101 course for students looking to learn life's most basic tasks.
We should have that in schools. My friend Anita McGregor, she teaches at uni. And she has, this thing, it doesn't matter. She has staff that don't know how to post letters. She has staff that don't have skills to answer a telephone. And these are post-grad students. But these are things that matter to us. Does it matter
to them?
Do you have, this is a debate you and I would have. Does it matter that I don't know how to change a tyre?
I don't think about you so much not being able to change a tyre, but it's very handy in your life to change a tyre.
These days of outsourcing, our skill sets are different, and people of our generation think you have to know all that practical stuff, and we think you're missing out on life skills if you don't. But with a changing world where you can get other people to do these things for you and you use your time elsewhere, do you have to know this stuff? What are they teaching in this class?
Well, you can learn how to change a tyre, managing your finances, grocery shopping, keeping your laundry whites white.
Really?
Yeah. Things like that. How to sew, how to cook, how to not set yourself on fire.
Yeah, I took
There's
that
actually
one.
a class, don't set yourself on fire.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, look,
You're a practical person,
Well,
and it matters to you. You often say the young people don't know anything, so you think it's important
it
that
doesn't
people have
matter
these
to
skills.
me, but I made myself, as I've said before, Generation X is a very capable generation.
Here we go.
So, no, that's not here we go.
So's my generation.
The baby boomers had the war and they had cheap housing and they could do whatever the hell they wanted. They could be absent fathers. This is the baby boomer men. The Generation X people, we came along and we said, we don't want the harshness that our fathers went through. So we became very capable. So at the same time, we could change tyres, we could wire up an extension cord, we could do all that stuff,
but then how
we could be present parents.
Yeah, but how then do you feel? Because you're then the curmudgeons who don't like that the next generation down can't do any of that.
I don't think Generation X are curmudgeons. Our generation just go, okay, mate, I'll just fix it for you.
No, but you're sneery at your
generation.
generation.
I'm definitely sneery.
Your generation, by and large, is sneery at the capabilities of the next one down.
Yeah, because they have no capabilities.
Yes, but does it matter? Because they do have capabilities.
Well,
they have different capabilities.
Yeah, but unless you sound like someone's mother.
It's true though.
But they have different.
They navigate the world. They navigate a world that you don't have to navigate.
I reckon.
And they have a different skill set.
Our generation runs rings around them as far as just getting stuff done.
Yeah, and then next time you need your son to fix the TV.
No, well, I fix it myself. He's got no idea.
No, but
so I've adapted to technology.
You're like amphibious man.
I assume that's what Generation X do, and people that listen to this from Generation X know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, we didn't have phones. If you got a flat tyre, you had to change the tyre yourself.
I know.
Because there was no one.
Of course
you couldn't ring
did.
Dad. You couldn't.
No, of course you did.
And because
you need to today.
Because they got phones. So really,
yeah, that's my
if
point.
they didn't have connectivity that they have now, they would probably be capable. But because sure as like the weaving loom and the mill, all those things made things easier in our lives, a mobile phone makes life 10 times more easy. You remember when you were a kid, you go and look for your mates and you couldn't find them anywhere, you'd ride your push bike and the only way you could tell if your mates are around if their push bikes were in front of another mate's house. And then you look at the kids now riding all those fat boy e-bike things around. Like I saw this big fat kid riding this big fat bike and I'm on my normal push bike that I got off a junk pile off your son. He's riding along, wheezing away on a big e-bike and I go next to him and he obviously goes quicker than me. Because he's propelled by the technology. But I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with the world? But we used to ride bikes without an e-bike engine.
He is navigating a world that you don't have to. There's much more traffic now. He is facing a future of having to marry an AI bot. They will have a different environment and a different life to us, and we can't see it through the prism of us, or we will never accept them.
It's a hard luck life. Isn't it, for those kids?
Oh, I love that you're so capable. You've irritated me now. Let's end this.
I'm as capable as anything.
Well, go make me a cup of tea.
You want something done, you get a Generation Xer to do it.
Maths, 25 plus 8. So I call your son?
I'll
call your son.
Well, he won't answer his phone. And I don't need to prove some sort of point by you. You don't even know what 25 times 8
No,
is.
but I'm not banging on about how brilliant I am and no one else is.
I never said the words I'm brilliant. I just said Generation X is a very capable generation. Why are you getting all bent out of shape? You're part of that.
I don't like this generational talk because I think it demeans the older generation and the younger generation. Because
I'm just saying we're
they look at you and think you're an old fart, and you look at them and think they're idiots. And somewhere in the midst of that, the reality lies.
We were raised with corporal punishment, lead paint, asbestos, no helmets for push bikes that didn't have motors in them. We were raised with all of that.
That's the most boring trope in the world. And kids today are in a very different world that is very hard to navigate. Go and lick your paint, Brendan, when you get home and enjoy yourself.
Let's have an appeal-a-thon for them. Actually, there probably is.